everyone?
Peace and blessings.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
Good afternoon. Unfortunately, we are back yet again. We were here 1 week ago. Exactly 1 week ago. I am Chaplain Dr. Victoria A. Phillips, long-standing member of the Jails Action Coalition. What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
Last week we stood out here and we demanded that New York City step up, that leadership step up and start preserving life. And yet, during the week, we lost another life in DOC custody. That ain't right.
Shame.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
Have you done all that you can, Mayor Adams? Have you done all that you can, Commissioner Molina? Have you done all that you can, Federal Monitor? Have you done all that you can, Judge? No.
Hell no.
You are failing the people of New York. And blood is on your hands.
On your hand.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
Now I'm not going to hold you because the rain will come. But first I want to introduce you to Young Ming Lee from Brooklyn Defender Services, who represented the most recent deceased. Please give her the mic.
DOC is the worst.
Time to put the people first.
DOC is the worst.
Time to put the people first.
My name is Young Ming Lee, Y-U-N-G-M-I-L-E. I'm an attorney at Brooklyn Defender Services. BDS is heartbroken over the death of William Johnstone, a 47-year-old man, a human being we represented since March this year. We are now at a crucial point where our demands for accountability have gone unanswered for too long. The death penalty was deemed unconstitutional in New York State almost 2 years ago, and yet the city continues to fail to protect the health and safety of people that incarcerate, effectively resulting in the death penalty of workers who have not even been convicted of a crime. As defenders, we have seen the devastation and harm caused by incarceration at Rikers Island. We spent countless hours exploring any options to attempt to ensure the safety of our incarcerated clients because they are terrified of the dangerous conditions, the lack of access to medical care and necessary medication, and the arbitrary and inhumane practices employed by DOC. At times, the people we represent cannot even reach us or are denied access to court appearances, counsel visits, or even phone calls. Despite our best efforts, courts and DAs continue to ignore our urgent requests to reduce the population. Despite our best efforts, DOC continues to delay and deny safety and access to necessary medical care. The Federal Monitor's latest report contains numerous atrocities caused by DOC that show that DOC is unwilling to treat people humanely and to save human lives. We know of many more atrocities. We know it's time for the city to acknowledge the human suffering and torture they are responsible for. It's time to incarcerate.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
Where do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
The next person we're going to have come up, where are you? From the Public Advocate's Office, Solomon.
People's lives are at stake.
Incarcerate. Incarcerate.
When people's lives are at stake.
Incarcerate. Incarcerate.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
My name is Solomon Acevedo. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm the Deputy Public Advocate for Justice, Health, Equity, and Safety in the Office of the New York City Public Advocate. I'm here on behalf of Imani D. Williams, the Public Advocate who could not be here today, but who is the carrier of the resolution, intro number 669, to move control of our New York City jails into the hands of a federal receiver. And just yesterday, U.S. Attorney's Office was 100% convinced that they're going to move forward with requesting federal receivership of our New York City jails. It's because the Department of Corrections is failing in a manner that is deadly. And that is why today we're out here to talk about the necessary oversight that needs to continue to take place. A federal receiver will not be put in place instantly, and we need to improve the conditions of the jails rapidly. We need to decarcerate immediately. There is no reason why we have over 6,000 people who are right now incarcerated on Rikers Island, most of whom are detained, not convicted, have been waiting trial, have been missing their opportunities to get to trial, have been ignored around connecting with legal counsel, have been denied medical appointments, and in the worst case scenarios, have been intentionally harmed due to the negligence of the staff who has been so discouraged of the toxic culture that exists there, they no longer are able to see themselves as positive actors in this system. This has got to change.
That's right.
I'm grateful that City Council passed Intro 887 last week to be able to have monitoring and transparency about transgender individuals who are on Rikers Island, so they will cease the abuse of these world tours when they take one person who is in need of protection and put them in a place to be vulnerable and be abused and be hurt systematically. But we need much more. We need to pass Intro 549 to end solitary confinement in New York City jails once and for all. And we need to talk about what it means to establish a workforce that actually serves the people of New York City. We need to restore the cuts that were made to programming that's happening on Rikers Island, needed educational services that are being ignored, and there's no dialogue about how they're going to be reinstituted. This is the reason why we're standing out here today, and we're calling on New York City to continue to fund the Board of Corrections, increase their funding, increase their ability to provide actual oversight by getting, again, remote access to footage to see what's happening on Rikers Island. These are things that should be basic. And it's sad that we have to come out here week to week to be able to raise the flag about what's going on in our New York City jails. The time has come, we've had enough, and we need our city to step up and listen to the people, liquidate the population of Rikers Island, and move forward towards closing Rikers once and for all. So I'm here today to continue to usher everybody continue to educate themselves about what's happening on New York City jails. Call your council members, ask them to support decarceration planning, coordinate with the people in the right agencies, develop transparency about a Rikers Island task force that we've heard nothing about. We need all these things to happen immediately. So what do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
If we don't get it,
Shut it down!
If we don't get it,
Shut it down!
If we don't get it,
Shut it down!